Coming to you another exciting episode of Javier In The Air, coming to you from my upstairs office. Yes, so hence the purple, and you see my closet door there. Don't think I've done this in quite some time, so I just want to say hey to everybody. Sorry about the snafu. Yesterday I decided to go ahead and update the tool that I use for editing my podcast, and it turns out that it forced me to do that, plus a couple of other updates that I didn't know I needed, and also it did some firmware updates on some of my audio stuff, and so it was a whole mess. Plus I was already starting late to begin with, so by the time I actually got going, I was like, okay, this is already too late to try to get out, because I know getting it out late at night doesn't it's not conducive to try to get some more views. So this episode is another one of those short and sweet ones. I'm still looking for people to co-host. I'm still looking for people to interview. If you have a business, especially if it's getting going now, since a lot of the restrictions have lifted, please let me know. Direct message me, send me a message on Facebook, send me something on Instagram, send me something on my YouTube channel, Javier In The Air, and let me know that you're interested, and I'll reach out to you. So real quick, talking of restrictions, you may or may not seen me on Instagram this last Thursday night. I went out to my favorite bottle shop, and I was wearing a mask because I feel it's still necessary to wear a mask. There's still a lot of variants out there, specifically the Delta one, that is pretty bad. And I know some people that are still getting it, still getting COVID, so I thought it would be respectful to everyone out there to just wear my mask. Plus, it's not a big deal anymore. So I went in, and I noticed a gentleman giving me the old stink eye on the side there as I walked in. Said hello to everyone, got the beer that I wanted for the upcoming tasting, by the way, for those of you that are subscribed, that are part of my tasting party. I got some good ones. I posted it in the chat. And anyway, I digress. So I went back. So as I was leaving, the gentleman who was on the phone, probably maybe a little bit younger than me, white in his beard, on his cell phone, cap on backwards, smoking a cigarette, got the whole thing going there, and was like, hey, you know you don't have to wear a mask anymore, right? And I was like, yeah. And I kept looking at him, and he kept looking at me, and I kept looking at him like, is there... And he just kind of rolled his eyes and went back to his phone conversation. So I wanted to apologize to him for my personal decision that obviously upset him enough that he had to make it clear to me, which I guess obviously I didn't know because I live under a rock and I never get on the internet. That I didn't have to wear a mask anymore. I wasn't wearing it for him. I was wearing it for me, and to be respectful to people who may not have gotten the shot yet. You know who you are. Plus, I just don't even want to get exposed to anything. Even if I am vaccinated, which I am, and they say it's all good, I don't want to deal with some D-bag blowing on me, specifically that guy, and me getting something. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want friends and family to deal with it. And I know personally, I don't know about you all, but I would feel lower than dirt if I knew that I got infected somehow and passed it on to members of my family who are older than I am. You know who you are. So, and even younger, especially the younger ones that aren't allowed to get vaccinated yet. So, I'm going to continue to wear a mask, but I am also going to continue to wear a mask over there because I know it irritated someone, and people who know me know that if I find out that I irritate you doing something, I'm probably going to keep doing it because that's who I am. And I'm also old enough to just not give a rip whether it concerns you or not. So it's going to be interesting next couple of weeks. We'll see what happens. So let's go real quick. Let's go to our Zen moment, and then I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about upcoming items. Hey everyone, so I'm back downstairs now trying to finish up this podcast for today. That was your Zen moment. So now we're going to go ahead and get to our beer. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about my upcoming tasting party. So for those of you who may not know, prior to COVID, I was throwing a tasting party once a month at my house, and it's centered around either a beer, an alcohol, or a cocktail. So I did that for almost 48 months or 4 years straight. Sometimes the parties were good and there was like 10, 15, 20 people here. And sometimes the party were Robert and myself. And sometimes it was Robert, myself, and two others. So really depending on the time of year and everything. I talked a little bit about this on the last podcast. So we are going to be doing coffee, beer. I am going to accept hard coffees because some people just refuse to drink beer. And so I needed to find another alternate for that. So we are doing that. I will definitely have it on the show. We're going to do that in a couple weeks, and I will have a special show to highlight not only the beers themselves, but also highlight the winner. And we'll see if it's a new winner or if it's an oldie but a goodie winner. So there is a best of show prize that I give out. So we'll be doing that. So let's now go to beer. So let's do the beer review, and we'll make this another short but sweet podcast. So I'll have a little sum up at the end, but let's go do some beer. Okay, so here we are with the beer, and but before I get into that, I just want to say I want to thank everyone who's been staying with me. I know I've been doing some craziness, but I'd like to keep everything going. And so I'm going to have some real good things coming up the next couple of weeks. As always, I'm still looking, as I mentioned earlier, I'm always looking for someone to interview or someone to co-host. And I'll be bringing back the panels, and I'm also bringing back my tasting party. So I think I've mentioned before that I went previously, pre-COVID, I went 4 years or 48 months doing a tasting of some sort, one a month, either a beer or alcohol or a cocktail. So in a couple of weeks, I'll be doing one for coffee, beer. I'm also going to allow for hard coffees because there are some people that just refuse to drink beer. They know who they are, and so I had to allow for that. So, but let's get to the beer. So I am going to be tasting Clown Shoes beer. Clown Shoes is one of my favorite places. Robert likes it as well. They have some really good ones. This one, and by the way, Clown Shoes is brewed and canned out of Boston, Massachusetts, and Windsor, Vermont. I'm not sure which does which, or they both do it, but that's what it says on the can. So this is their limited edition called Zebra Warren. It's a double India Pale Ale with mango and pink guava. So it says here, after a few years working alongside Warren, we've come to find there are very few problems he can't solve. If it has an equation and a data set, will take her chances sending it his way. He's also a reliable source of pens. Warren's even demeanor and soothing presence made him a clear choice for this scene, gliding serenely atop a majestic zebra in harmony with the rules of nature and mathematics. Zebra Warren is a fruit-forward double IPA. Dry hop additions of mosaic hops give it a powerful, juicy presence of tropical fruit, supplemented by additions of pink guava and mango. So we have that going for it. And then here is the Warren, who seems to be doing a Titanic aboard or atop the back of a zebra, hence the Zebra Warren 2021 limited edition. So here we go. It's 8% ABV. And thanks once again to the Boutique for being available for me to be able to get this. There's the pour. Definitely little hints. It's a little actually it's just very golden, maybe some slight hint of pinkness to it, which darkens it just a little bit. Kind of a presence in there. You really have to see it. It looks almost like a lager. Heavy smell of the hops, which I love. And I am getting the let me make sure. I am getting the mango. I'm not too familiar with what pink guava smells like, but I can definitely smell the presence of the mango. So let's see how it goes. Really good. Really is. It really is fruit forward. I'm beginning to learn that term and try to use it more now. And it really is fruit forward. I like I like the taste of it on the tongue. It's not. There's no bitterness to it. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like IPAs because they think it's too bitter of a beer, which is crazy. But to each their own. However, I think this one might actually help them to like IPAs. And this is a double IPA, so but I think it's the mosaic hops that I think of all the hops so far that I've come across. I think the mosaic are the ones that I really like the most. So I really like this. It's a nice smooth finish to it. It's refreshing. It's not heavy on the palate. It's not heavy in the gut. So I am going to give this 8.5 thumbs up. That is once again Clown Shoes Limited Edition Zebra Warren 2021. Really good. Go out to the Boutique and say hello to Scott and Jana and get some of that for you. So there's the that's what we've got for the beer. So I want to wrap things up by thanking everyone for being patient for me getting out my latest podcast, which is a day late. I apologize for that. Look forward to the next couple of weeks personally and also podcast wise. I will be adding some things in there. I will be bringing back the fan favorites, James and Zaida Pavlovsky, either in a farming aspect or a gaming aspect. They'll definitely be there for the tasting. So if you live in the Cedar Park area and you're interested in joining me at one of my tastings, feel free to direct message me, subscribe to my channel, Javier In The Air, and send me a DM, or if you have me on Facebook, send me a message. The only caveat is that you will need to be vaccinated. Everyone that's going is vaccinated, and like I talked about in the beginning of the show, it's just something that I am going to continue to press on and harp on, at least for the time being, short term, if not long term, until it gets all squared away. So, if you have an interest in being on the air, Be sure and send me a message if you have a business that you'd like me to plug. I do this free of charge. I just simply love talking to people and getting to know them and finding out their interests and passion. So if you have a mom and pop business that you own in the Cedar Park area, or heck, doesn't even have to be in the Cedar Park area, you can just reach out to me, let me know, and I will definitely get you on the show. The only two rules I have are no religion and no politics. So we will avoid that, but I will talk about anything and everything else. If you invite me to your place of business, I will show up masked in as long as I need be, and then I will definitely interview you or do something. I'm still trying to get a pickleball expert to reach out to me so that I can learn some pickleball and we can do a little video of that. I'm still growing some vegetables. I got some corn going. I got corn, so I'm hoping that the corn will be a winner. I've had some issues with growing. Things were going well, and then like I think I mentioned last week, some critter took all my grapes, and right now I have ants on my corn. So I put out some diatomaceous earth, and I hope that takes care of it, because I would like to see some ears. Now the Pavlovskis are doing fantastic. Farmer James and Zyder, their stuff is growing literally like a weed, twice as fast as mine is, even though they planted a week before I did. But they have the green thumb more than I do, and so they're getting some good results. Also going to be replanting some things and see if I can get some growth out of some items. Due to the heavy rains and everything, I think it's a perfect time to try to plant some more stuff. I'll see. I don't know what I'm going to plant, but I'm going to plant some things. If you know of anything that grows well in this area, I believe we are zone 6 or 8, depending on where you go. I think it's zone 6. Then you happen to have some seeds or some small pots, let me know. I'm willing to come and get them and transplant them into my garden bed and start growing some of whatever it is. So here's to a great Monday. I'm going to have some more of this. I hope you had a good Monday day, and now into a good Monday night. And I will be talking at you again next week, where I'll be doing a lot of it from Fredericksburg. I'll be giving you a little history, outside shots of the wineries that we're going to, and I believe we're also going and doing a wine tasting as well, and so I'll be doing a little bit of that. So hey everybody, stay good. Oh, also real quick, I'm working on a project with my nephew, and something I think it's gonna be fun. Hopefully I can really get him going and get some stuff going so that at least we can start showing more about what it is. So stay tuned, and I will talk to everybody next week. Have a good one, everybody.